gentlemen, because ladies and gentlemen, live on YouTube right now, Mr. Gavin himself is going to present you guys a product that we call pivots. Everybody knows Lee Allen. Everybody has been able to maximize from this opportunity. But whether you trade cryptos, stocks, foreign exchange, pivots, NAS 100, whatever, Gavin will show you exactly how you guys can utilize pivots down to the very minute detail, because by the time you have watched this video from beginning all the way to end, that you are either brand new, old, young, whatever, you will now be able to know how to utilize pivots to your benefit on top of the various products that you have within this amazing opportunity. And maybe, just maybe, some of the value that Gavin is giving you on how he looks on the market can better your style of trading, whether you use colors, DeLorean, Swipe Coin, HFX, whatever. So Mr. Gavin, can we all please drop some fire emojis in the chat for my boy Gavin? Let's make some noise, make it loud, make it sound. Mr. Gavin, you are now live in front of the people, man. I'm gonna go ahead and make you host. I'm gonna step out of the way. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this call with you, bro. I love you, dog. I can't wait to meet you in person, man. Please give these family the value, the stew that they deserve, that they love. Let me shut up and let me give these people the value. Let me step out and get my notes out. Love you, bro. Let's get it.
Wow. Family, can we drop some hearts for that amazing edification from the great Aaron Evans? Let me turn on my video. How are you guys doing today? I am feeling great. Thank you, Mr. Evans. This is definitely a visionary of this company. And he's going to do so many great things. He's already told me some of the great things as far as the property taxes that he wants to do with this opportunity. I'm grateful to be able to have listened to that. And we just clicked immediately. So it's just like, it was just such a great opportunity to listen to him, because I've never heard from him before. I got on a few trainings with him. I had one with Tay. Him and Tay, and it was amazing. I'm so grateful that you wanted to do this call for me, with me, bro. You are the GOAT, bro. HFX GOAT, yes, sir. I appreciate you. You're gonna do amazing things. Once that chairman flyer drops, Brody, it's gonna be a great thing to see. Hopefully, me and you can be in the same chairman class together, Brody. Appreciate you a lot. There we go. So today, you guys, we're going to just go over pivots. We're going to talk about strategy 1, and then we're going to up it, and we're going to go over to last. So that way we can go into detail on how I'm looking at the market, the setups I'm looking at, things of that nature. We're going to go over some of the key gems that Lee Allen actually dropped, as well as some things that I've learned on my own, just based off the wisdom, as far as like just applying the strategy every day. Drop a 333 if that's cool with you guys. Hopefully you guys can hear me. 333, 333. Okay, bet. Let me go ahead and share my screen so I can give you guys the value. There we go. Lovely. So let's go ahead and start. We're going to talk about strategy 1, like I said at first. If you guys have any questions, you can go. Feel free to drop those. I have no problem answering these on the dot. I feel like I've used this strategy enough that I know a few things about it that are great. Currently, we're just looking at GJ. I called that earlier. We're in profit. Praise the Lord. God is great. And we're going to just go over some of the key tips that Lee Allen goes over. So first thing I'm going to do is, because Lee Allen doesn't even mention these in her trainings, well, at least in the ones that I view, I'm going to delete this +3. I'm going to delete this -3, and we're going to, because she never says anything about those. So this strategy 1, is Lee Allen's preferential strategy. Now, she's since moved over to last, and we're going to talk about that later. But The thing about strategy one is, and strategy one is, can now see can you guys see my screen? I'm actually in GJ right now. And guess what? Colors actually, actually, what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Colors also confirmed it too. I don't even know how I got colors, but I'm grateful for it. I looked at it, I said, oh yeah, confluence. There we go. Beautiful. That's the exact word I'm looking for. Colors definitely confirmed it with the confluence. So we're looking at it by, yeah. So we got that. All right. So GJ, I called that earlier. Set our buy limit. If you got in, you're blue. you're blue. But we're gonna talk. Okay, so Lee Allen's preferential strategy is strategy one. It gives the most pips and it has the least amount of reversals. Reversals being if you've ever been inside of a trade and it comes all the way to TP, it gets close to TP, it gives you the green light, it doesn't hit the TP, and then it reverses all the way to stop loss. That's a reversal. It gives the least amount of those. So that's why one thing that this strategy is goated. This strategy is universal. It works with everything: Forex, metals, indices, crypto, oil. Thankfully, they brought crypto back because for a little bit it was off. Pivots is a price action strategy. So what price action is just it's heavily reliant upon support and resistance. We know a few other price action strategies, like colors is one. Definitely heavily dependent upon support and resistance. If you've ever drawn your lines on your own chart, on your own time, just drawing your own lines, just labeling it support, resistance, you're already ahead of the game. Because me personally, I used to do that. This strategy draws all of those lines for you. Beautiful piece of technology that this is. Support and resistance lines are one of the most basic and important chart tools that you can learn in trading today. So we're going to talk about the lines now. We're going to go from the inside out. So P4, that's mostly is like a middle ground. It's the major support and resistance line when price is above or below. We don't trade it. That's why I'm starting this off first. I want to say we don't trade the P4. Then we're going to go out. I want you guys to also notice that these lines are the same color. So that means essentially that they are the same exact line. They have the same exact meaning. Does that make sense? Smooth said blue. Yup, bet. All right, so the R5 and the S3. These are the top and the bottom of your trading range. The market wants to trade in this range about 43% of the time. That's what Lee Allen's projections are. She says it's about 43%, give or take, you know. We don't trade any of this area at all. Anything in between these lines, we're not trading. We are trying to trade from down here towards this way, and from up here to down there. It's literally a game of ping pong. It's super, super simple. And I like to try to teach this strategy really simple, so that way there's no confusion, there's no gray area. It's very simple. If you just stick with me, I got you. R6, S2, same color, orange, well, dark orange. These are your strong pivot reverse lines. So I also want you guys to notice that these being our strong pivot reverse lines, these are usually always my TP1s. On whether it's a buy or a sell, the R6 and the S2 are usually always my TP1. Hope you guys are also right. This man really said ping pong. Facts. Facts. You know, you got to keep it clear for people, you know? So R6, S2 are our strong pivot reverse lines. Price can hit this line and then go the opposite way. You ever heard of a TP1 diet? That right there, this strong pivot reverse line, right here is the is a catalyst for it for sure. It definitely screams TP1 diet. It doesn't always do that, but it has done it before. R6 and S2 strong pivot reverse lines. R7 and S1, same colors again. We're gonna go ahead and call these are our weak pivot reverse lines. They are weak. So what happens is price may break the line, it may stall, and then it may reverse. I'm gonna see if I can find an example for you guys where it comes up, where it breaks it, stalls a little bit, and then it eventually breaks back down. Kind of like how it did here. It may do that some other places, but hopefully you guys understand what I'm trying to say when I say it breaks it, and then it will also break, stall, and reverse. It's the second only to the P4, meaning that price can break the P4, stall, and reverse. This is a break, stall, and reverse right here, this little area. Let me draw an ellipse right over here, so that way you guys can see what I'm talking about. This area right here, this is a break, stall, and reverse. So this can happen. It's happening actually right here too. I said the R7 is our weak, stall, and reverse pivot lines. Boom. Price broke that, stall, and then reverse. Break, stall, reverse. These are usually, for me, I never necessarily count these because price can break through it easily. Like I said, it's weak. So now we've covered the P4, the R5, the R6, the R7, and we've done the inverse of those, which would be the S3, the S2, and the S1. So now we're going to go with our favorite lines. These are my favorite lines because these are literally telling me when I should enter. The R8 and the S0. Literally, the goal of trading is to buy low and sell high. This strategy literally tells you when the price is low and when it's high. If it's at the S0, it's low. If it's at the R8, it's high. We can do that, and you can do that on any of the time frames, depending on where it is. And then you just find the confluence, and then you have your trade idea. It's the ultimate resistance. The R8 is the ultimate resistance. This is the ultimate support, ultimate ceiling, ultimate floor, essentially. Price tends to bounce off of these lines. Price may bounce off of these lines. So now we're going to go on towards the +1 and the -1. Same colors exactly. These are overextended areas. Overextended just means like we're expecting a turnaround or it's going to continue going up and just shift these lines. By the way, these lines can shift, and I'll get into that later. But the +1 and the -1, what they are the overshot areas. That's what Lee Allen calls it, overshot. So essentially, it has these purple lines right here. I'm gonna make them thicker for you guys so that way you guys can see. These lines have about a 70 to 75% chance of turning around. 70 to 75% chance of turning around. So this is a good overextended area. And then we have our plus and our -2. These are also overbought or oversold areas. These areas have a 95% chance of turning around. Let's make that, yeah, there we go. These have a 95% chance of turning around. So what that means is if it has a 95% chance of turning around, whenever it gets close to that plus or that -2, it makes sense to put our stop loss there, doesn't it? If it comes close to it, it's either going to break it, of course, hit stop loss, or it's going to come close and then it's going to turn around. And what do we like to do when price gets close to our stop loss, we like to re-enter. That good old pop. For those of you who are hip to the trading plan and profit max, good pop. Okay. There we go. Yeah, we like to pop. We can pop anywhere in here or anywhere down there for our buys or ourselves. Make that a little bit thicker too. There we go. Okay. So auto reset. These pivot lines can and will reverse on you if the market has high momentum. So you're going to know what high momentum looks like when you see it. I can't necessarily describe it because nothing is necessarily, is that when we might see a shift in the pivot lines when it gets to the overextended area? You'll probably see a shift in the pivot lines once it hits the plus or minus 2. Once it hits that, it usually like shifts. None of the shifts are always automatic, but it can shift anywhere, honestly. I've gotten into buys and it shifted to the P4, but then it's also shifted back. So sometimes the strategy is not, it doesn't know where it's trying to shift to, as long as it settles on where we think it is. That's why it's important to have a higher time frame analysis on these trades, or you can just use last, which we'll get into. Now, like I said, the pivot lines will shift to the next octaves, which are basically the next set of lines. So basically, this S0 would shift if it was high momentum upwards. This S0 would move to where this P4 is, and this P4 would move to this R8, and this R8 would move to whatever the higher octave is of that strategy on the time frame. Does that make sense? Let's see. Yes. Awesome. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. When you trade pivots, you're going to go one full pivot level. Like I said, I usually always make these lines white because we're not going to count these lines at all when we're trading. We go one full pivot level to our next one. So if we're taking a trade at the R8 and we're trading and it's a sell, we're going to go past this R7. Our TP1 is going to be R6. Our TP2 is going to be R5. Our TP3 is going to be P4. TP4 is going to be the S3. TP5 is going to be the S2. The TP, what is it? 6 and 7 are going to be our S1 and S0. I have a question? Okay, nope, no questions. Great. Okay, so I usually always make these. I want to show you guys what the lines and everything looks like on one of my ideas. So I usually always make my entry line yellow. Our stop loss is usually red. That way there's no misinterpretation. Stop loss, red. That's not good. Red. We make that red. We usually make this white. There we go. And this is just custom to me. No one else, as far as I know, no one else does all these extra colors that I do as far as marking up these zones. Lee Allen prefers market execution over pending orders. I personally have no preference when it comes to taking either of those. When price is at the R8 or the S0, Lee Allen instructs us, she wants us to think of the R8, of price crossing the R8 like it did right here with this S0 as a stochastic, a MACD, or an RSI crossing up through the dotted line of an overextended area. Does that make sense? She wants it to basically signify like momentum is starting to shift into the other direction. Hopefully that makes sense. Run it back one more time. So when Lee Allen says that price crossing these lines either the S0 or the R8, it signifies a change in momentum and direction of price. Okay. So, if the market goes past the +1, it will rally to the +2, the plus or the -1, and then it will rally to the ±2, and then reverse, which is a 95% probability. That's just reinforcing what I already stated before, the 95% turnaround. These lines are mostly zones rather than, hold on, we got some questions. Hold on. Got it. Running back onto it. Okay, got you. All right. So these lines are not dead stops, meaning they're not solid lines. Like I said, they can shift, but all these lines basically indicate zones of where support is found. And it's an amazing software that they have, because it actually is very accurate. If you look at it, like you can see support here, support here, support here. We see resistance, even though it did break it here, resistance, resistance, resistance. It's literally, all of these lines are super accurate. That's one of the main turn-ons that I love about pivots. Like it's really like detail oriented. Lee will trade to the P4 zone. So essentially she will trade up from the S0 to the P4 or down from the R8 to the P4. You guys can take this trade as far as you'd like, really. You guys can take it from the R8 to the S0 if you're willing to hold on to it for that long. You can. You don't have to, but you can. We preach securing profits. When taking the trade at or between the plus or -2 to the R8 area, if there's an engulfing candle in the direction of your trade, that is an extra confirmation. Do we know what an engulfing candle is? Because I'm going to look for it. Do we know what an engulfing candle is, family? If you guys don't, if you guys let me know. Yes. Okay, we got a couple of yeses. I don't. Okay, bet. So an engulfing candle is just a large candle. Like you could say, this isn't textbook how an engulfing candle looks like because this wick, but an engulfing candle is just one candle that's so large it looks like it could eat the candle before it. Like this one. This would be considered a bearish engulfing candle right here. See if I can find a bullish. That would be a bullish engulfing candle right here. Right over here where my mouse is. Yeah, question, second candle eats the first. There we go. Yep. Amazing. So we're going to remember also not one last thing. Before we get into pivot, till we get into last, we're going to look at we're going to note this down, screenshot this if you can. I want you guys to know this like the back of your hand when you're doing analysis for your trade, for any trades you do. And this works on any strategy, really, as far as higher time frame analysis. I want you guys to know that, and shout out to Dr. Spiller because he actually taught me this. The 15 minutes is the lower time frame of the 1H. The 30. I keep pressing shift. 30 minutes is the lower time frame of the 4-hour. 4H. It goes 1 hour a day. I think it's, yeah. 1 hour, 1 day. And then we're going to go to 4 hour, 1 week. Bam. So when you're doing your time frame analysis and you're looking to go higher time frame to lower time frame, which is basically trend analysis to entry candle. These are your best ones. The 15 and 30 minute are your best for your entry candles. But we're going to look at, if you're looking at an entry on a 15 minute, you're going to look to the 1 hour time frame for where you're going to try to enter your trade. And the 15 minutes is going to tell you where your entry will be. Same for the 4 hour and 30 minute. And for the 1 day, you'd probably have to scale all the way down to the 15 to get an entry. But this is the blueprint on how you are looking at trades from a higher time frame perspective. Does that make sense? And screenshot that if you guys didn't know that already. Any questions before I move on? Question, yes, makes sense. Okay, we got one, yes, makes sense. Hopefully everybody else makes sense. It'll pop up for me. All right, lastly, one more thing I want to actually drop up on you. So this is one of the things that actually helped me understand colors, like not colors, but pivots a lot more. I kind of gave it away, but I'm going to draw basically some boxes. And I want you guys to essentially, well, I kind of already told you, but I want you guys to basically tell me what kind of product does this look like for us? If we're taking cells up here, we're taking cells here. This is going to be our cell area, anything in here. And we're taking buys down here. We take anything down here. Any of that. Wonder what does this product look like? Now, what does it look like? It may have a couple extra TPs, but what does it look like? There we go, colors, colors. There we go, colors. There we go. That's literally exactly how I started to look at this product. I say, okay, if I use this like colors, because I didn't have colors at the time, I said, if I use this like colors, I can do some stuff with this. I said, okay, this makes sense. This makes sense to me. No box, no trade. Yeah, facts. Yeah, don't take no trade when it's not close to that R8. Don't take no trade. There we go. So, and of course, like I said, these are all the TP levels. So these would all essentially be green for us. Hopefully that makes sense for everybody. And I will move on. Okay, I don't have colors. Well, if you have pivots, you got colors then, Brody. You got colors. Matter of fact, you got a different version of colors because it's got more colors, matter of fact. Yeah, question. I had colors, but I'm sticking at night. Okay. All right, bet. Hey, to each his own. To each his own. As long as you're making money, bro. If you like it, I love it. So we're gonna go ahead and go over to last because this is where Lee Allen mostly spends all of her time. You probably see her doing that with her morning markups with Naz. I was doing a session this morning and preparing for work. I did not get a chance. Colors is valid. Yes, sir, it is. I love it. Dr. Spillers is a GOAT. Not the scalper. I'm not very, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not super hip to the scalper, mostly because I'm not just like a super scalper. I could learn that. I could learn that strategy. It's essentially the same thing, but we're gonna stick with our leverage trading for the time being. So nothing is necessarily different. The pivot lines still mean the exact same thing. We're not changing anything there. All we're going to do is now explain these mountains. What do these mountains mean and what do the arrows mean? So I am going to add, let's actually go back to GJ and we're going to drop that to 30 and we're going to get ourselves a vertical line because that's going to be the best thing for us. And we'll make it black and we're going to make it relatively thick. So what we have here, these mountains, this purple mountain represents the momentum of the market in the pairs. It represents the momentum, whether it's going up, whether it's going down. I want you to think of this really like a stochastic. It's literally like it's a momentum indicator, but it's a mountain. This is these mountains right here. This is the yellow mountain. That is what I'm going to refer to as a scalp time frame, because all of these mountains are going to scan the different time frames as far as where we are on each time frame analysis. So we have scalp time frame, we have intraday, which is going to be maybe a 30 to 1 hour. And then the orange is going to be our 4 hour, possibly a day. Does that make sense for everybody? The mountains. So we got momentum, scalp, intraday, and swing. Momentum, scalp, intraday, swing. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. Got it. Bet. Okay. So now what do the arrows mean? So the arrows mean that we are seeing a cross up on the mountains that coincide with the colors. So yellow, if we got a yellow arrow, we're looking for a yellow cross up. And what do we see here? Yellow arrow, we got a cross up. We got a cross up of this overextended area right here. Each of these mountains has its own little overextended or underextended area. Right here, right here, right here, right there, right there, right there, right there, and right there. So every time you see a mountain, an arrow, we're looking for a cross up on that time frame for that color. So we got yellow arrow up, we got a yellow cross up. Okay, so now we have another cross up on the red, and we have a red arrow. Red cross up barely, but we got a red cross up and a red arrow. Now we're just looking for orange now. All we're looking for is an orange. We didn't get an orange all the way up until right here. And then we got another red cross up. So that was just a continuation. We got one right here. Boom. We got a cross up right here for the red arrow. Boom and boom. So, okay, we're really liking this trade now. We got in very early. We probably got in like right over here when these two were just showing up. But I called it like right over here, right before work, and then it's now currently in profit. We got an orange. Let me see if I can get the orange one too. Boom, we got an orange arrow up, and then we got another orange arrow up. So this was the continuation of the cross. So it has a approach and a continuation. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. So two arrows basically are a extra confirmation off of what you believe already. Does that make sense? Yeah. Awesome. All right, guys. So armed with all of this information now, this is how I've been necessarily just using it to the best of my ability to call out some profitable setups, and good risk reward setups as well. So that way we all can eat. No purple arrow, right? There is no purple arrow. Not one yet. Who knows what they're going to do with the next chart, with the quick charts or whatever we're going to be doing whenever they roll those out. But as of right now, there is no purple arrow. All we got is yellow, red, and orange. And that is just fine by us. For me personally, I do not pay attention to the EMAs on any of the pivots, on any of them. I don't pay attention to them on market will often respect support and resistance. Have you guys ever been in a trade where maybe it's like BYOB or maybe it's like Cash Trap or something, where you get like a cross up of the stochastic, you get in and then it still hits stop loss? That's extremely frustrating, at least for me in my personal experience. Literally, the support and resistance of this strategy takes that out of the entire equation for me personally. Gem. Facts, it is. I love it. And essentially, that is what I have for you guys today. We can see if we can find a setup for you guys. That is really all it is. Like I said, I try to keep this strategy very simple, very duplicatable, so that way you guys can just go right in and apply it and take action. Go ahead and launch. Go ahead and do it for yourself. Shoot, you guys can reach out to me, and like if you guys want to, and I'm in a lot of your chats. If you guys have access to the pivots strategy that is only available on the IM Academy, that's only available on IM Academy. If you guys have access to it, you guys can send me a screenshot. If you guys were interested in doing that, and we can go over them together. If you guys want a personal training, we can do that as well. But right now, it is 9. Yep, it is 9:09. We're going to be preparing for London session. As of right now, GJ looks like it's going to be hopefully hitting some take profits. Hopefully, we're going to be looking for take profits to start hitting at some point in the day. We're going to see if you guys want to see if we can find a setup or something, so that way I can drop it for you guys. I know I did some live analysis this morning. Shout out to those of you that got on. We had 2 pending orders that actually did not activate this morning. But if you were already in CAD JPY, if you were already holding CAD JPY, because I called it out, the buyout earlier this week, you guys didn't even have anything to worry about. If the sale activated, all you'd have to do is possibly get out. If it didn't activate, which it didn't, you just hold on to the buy and it'll smack another 2 TPs for you. Beautiful. So, all right, so what time is it? It is, like I said, it's 9. So we're going to look at some GBP pairs, see if we can find anything that's going to be in formation for us going into London session. We're just looking around. And usually I'm usually just flipping through them this fast, really, because I'm just looking to where price is currently, and then I look back to where it is, where it's gone. Like if we would have got it right here, this would have been nice. But then we didn't even get the arrows like we wanted, like we would have wanted earlier. Actually, yeah, we did. Now I think about it, we did. We're not getting into this, but this is a good trade right here. Soon as these would have came up, and we got another orange, beautiful. All of them were underextended as well. All of them were just hanging out down here. And then eventually went through. Would have hit TP 1 and 2 for us. Let's keep going. Let us move along. Maybe we can find some USD. GBP Chef. We're already in GJ. Shout out to y'all that got in with me or are in on your own analysis. Shout out to y'all. Goats in the making. Oh, yeah, see that this might have been a good one too. Yep, this would have been a good one. Because if we would have caught it right here, somewhere in here, boom, right at that 75% turnaround area, it maybe tapped it. Our stop loss would have been exactly right here. Yeah, it would have been good. We've been on our way to TP1 if it didn't already hit TP1. Beautiful. Let us keep going. USD CAD. JPY. Okay. USD JPY looks interesting. It looks very interesting. I would need to go up to another time frame so that way I can see where it is currently, what it's doing. USD JPY. It doesn't look like it's ready to come down just yet. I would expect it to probably shoot up a little bit more. We got these arrows here that are relatively new. What time is it? Okay. Let's jump off and then jump back on. That's slight cross down. The orange isn't there though, so we're not gonna get into that either. Do you usually wait for an orange arrow? It depends. If the orange is in the same area, I'm not gonna wait for it because I have a feeling that if the first two arrows come up and they all start in the overextended area or underextended area, they usually follow each other. It usually starts off with yellow, then red, then orange. But if it's in the middle like this, I'm not gonna wait for it. I'm not even gonna call a trade, only because, like I said, it's playing in the middle, and we don't want to play in the middle of traffic. So let's just not even do that. If there's nothing, if we can't find a good setup, we're not gonna be greedy traders. We're going to just move along. I'm probably not gonna call anything gold, oil. I'll look at crypto though. I know they just called something on Bitcoin, I believe, this earlier, a couple hours ago. Shouts out to the amazing crypto educators that we have here. I know. And I think we're back over here. Let's see if we can find some crypto. Bitcoin, ETH, Ripple. Ripple's interesting. Ripple's actually interesting. I don't have no arrows though. That's one thing I don't like. That's what I don't like. Oh, there they go. There they go. If we can get price to come back down here, because I believe these scalp time frames and intraday time frame, as well as this, are going to come back down and retest this area, this floor. So if we can get XRP, dang, XRP is at 59 cents. Wow, I remember it was at $2 at one point. If we can get XRP to come back to 58,590, and yeah, I'd prefer to actually call it crypto because the market's going to close tomorrow, and Friday is historically a trap day for traders. So I'd prefer not to even trade any Forex pairs. Bet for real, yeah. If you've ever been in the market on Fridays, you're like, man, what in the world is going on? Like nothing is working right now. You're like, bruh, I know the feeling. So like I said, we're gonna see if XRP can come back to this area because we like everything else about it. We got up arrows, we got a cross up of the orange. We've already had a cross up of the red and the yellow. We got momentum in our favor. We just wanted to come back and retest. It may have already retested, but we're just going to see if we can get it to retest again, especially with that red arrow popping up now. That's beautiful. So we're going to see if we can get XRP to come back here. And we're going to add TPs as well. And I'm going to drop those in the chat for us. If you guys aren't in the Traders Paradise chat, you can go to any message that I have sent in Telegram. You can click on my profile and go to my bio. I have the Traders Paradise link already in my bio, so that way it's easy for you guys to just join up if you guys like. It is all free trading in there. Also, we have a couple of other prominent leaders. You guys know my chairman, Dante, he sends trades in there. Another leader, one of my sidelines, Alicia, she sends trades in there as well. She's big BYOB. Shout out to her. And yeah, that's essentially it. Hopefully it does come back. If not, we'll find another setup at some other point. If it doesn't activate, it doesn't activate. No money lost, no money gained. It is a neutral move, and we don't mind those at all. Hope you guys had a great training with me. Hope you guys learned a lot of things. Hope you guys wrote down a lot of information. Hope you guys also reach out to me if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns on this strategy. Hopefully, when I'm a little bit more versed in the strategy 2, which I kind of have the understanding of strategy 2. Once that comes through, we can go ahead and once I get versed in that, I might be able to do a training in strategy 2. I know a little bit of dynamic edge. I've had it before, but we're gonna work on what we know best: last and pivots so far. Green, 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 all green lines. We have our entry area already marked up for you guys. Now another question. Thank you, appreciate it. Anytime, guys. Anytime. I have no problem. Like I said, if you guys want like a one-on-one and you like wants a little bit of like you have questions, just definitely just like reach out to me for sure. No problem. I will answer any of your questions that you have. I have no problem doing a one-on-one training with you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are rock stars. Bam. Bam and bam. There we go. So we got our entry area marked up. It looks like it's about to try to leave us though. I'm not even gonna lie. But once again, like I said, shout out to you if you got in GJ. Shout out to you if you got in GJ. There we go. And it's going to be a long position tool. Some other stew that I usually that if you stayed on some other stew, if you guys have never used a position tool before, this is it tells you literally all of what you're risking right here. Like right here, you have 239 pips on XRP. Risk, that's your risk. To gain, you have 977 pips, which is a great 1-to-4 risk reward ratio. We strive for good risk reward ratio. That's good Starboy right there, teachings. Shout out to him and the whole Steady gang. I love Steady. Steady is the best signals product we have, in my opinion. We are going to go to 60. 50. And our entry is going to be 9590. Bam. 1-to-4. Risk reward, perfect number. All right, so there we go. We got an XRP buy limit. Well, yeah, buy limit. I'm going to screenshot this for the gang. That way, everybody eats. Bam. So now, there we go. Make sure we get that good old I Am Mastery Academy logo in there. Hopefully, Christopher Terry, because I believe compliance is in that Traders Paradise chat. Hopefully, Christopher Terry can give your boy a shout out. Maybe get some educator brownie points or something. I don't know. I would love to be an educator. There we go. XRP. And we're going to go ahead and drop that in our chats. Sharing is paused. Okay, good. Nope, can't drop it in the Treehouse joint, but we can drop it in here. Now this is actually going to be a little bit different because let's go. There. Please use proper risk management as well, so that way you guys don't have your full accounts at risk. Trust me, it's not fun when you see your entire screen go red. Uh, Trust me from my experience. Um, I shared this in the Trade House Launchpad family chat this morning. I had what did I do? I think I was trading Bitcoin with my Hugo's Way account. I only had like $100 in that account. That joint was going with that 0.1. I was like, wow, shocked. That joint was crazy. All right, so boom, I'm gonna do XRP USD. Trade idea. We're not doing a buy. We're doing a limit because we only want to be put in at our price. We want our price at it. Boom. Sent. And I'm going to be getting those out to you guys on the channels. But yeah, man, if there are any questions, you guys, that's essentially all I got for you guys. I'm glad that you guys showed up. We had such a great turnout. I'm happy and grateful that you guys were here to receive value. I hope you guys go ahead and share this information with somebody so that way you can bring people into the business. Hope you guys hit like Chairman 1 million. We need some 400. We stopped saying 400 and it really aggravates me that we stopped saying it because, bro, we need that 400. We need it. Sydney, Chairman Ambrose, yeah, 400. Talk to me. Trader Paradise, I think. Bow. And ITM, bow. Yes. I appreciate you guys. Mr. Aaron Evans, if you're still on the call, Brody, the floor is yours, my good sir. Oh, did he end the call? Nope. I don't know what's going on right now. Wait a minute.